Let's look at how to name ionic compounds that have polyatomic ions. And in this case, we'll have a mixture of the two. We'll have ions that only form one type, have one charge, and copper that doesn't always. Let's look at this compound over here. Well, first of all, let's determine if it's written correctly or not. We know that magnesium is a 2+ ion, always, because it's a group 2, so it will have a 2+ charge. We also know that the SO4, and make sure you learn the polyatomic ions, the names and the charges. It always has a 2- charge as well, so it's written just like it should be. Now, when we write these, we write them the same way that we would write the other types of compounds. We write the name of the metal first, and we write it the way it is. So magnesium. And then we write the name of the polyatomic ion without truncating it like we did with the chloride or the oxide, etc. We just write sulfate. So magnesium sulfate. That's why it's important for you to learn the names of these. Okay, let's look at the next one. Sodium is a +1 ion, and PO4, this is a 3- ion. Therefore, it's written correctly because +1 times 3 gives me a 3+, and a 3-, that is a balance, or it's a neutral compound. When I go to write this one, just like up here, I write the name of the metal first, which is sodium. And then I write the name of the polyatomic ion, which is phosphate in this case. So sodium phosphate. And then when we go to write this formula over here, write the name of it, we have an element that can form more than one particular type of ion. So copper can form a +1 and a +2. So I have to determine what is the charge on the copper so that I can enter it in Roman numerals. For that, once again, just like we did with the single atoms that formed the anions in the previous slides, I will look to the anion because that will tell me what the charge will be on the copper. SO3 always forms a 2- ion. So I have a 2- ion here. So to balance the 2- charge, I'll have to have a 2+ positive charge. And because I only have one ion of copper, that means it has to be that's the one that has the charge. So I have 2+ on the copper. It tells me the charge on the copper, so when I go to write the name, I would say copper. And now I would have to specify that charge, copper 2, and then I would name the polyatomic ion, which is sulfite, not sulfate. Okay, this is how we name compounds that have polyatomic ions, and those compounds, whether they have just an ion that has one particular charge or an ion that can have multiple charges, we do the same, but we write the name of the polyatomic ion, and when we have to specify the charge, we specify the charge.